With an embarrassing gimmick revealed and more, this is Pro Wrestling Central. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Revealing what it would take to have him return to WWE, RYBACK noted on Instagram, "Now that Vince McMahon is gone, I am well moved on past the situation. I wish them all the best. I am doing great. I am at peace with everything on that, and I won what I needed to win. They're doing good. I'm doing good, and life is good. I've got my health back. I've been blessed. Very grateful for everything. For something like that to even remotely happen. Some serious wrongs need to be righted, and it would most honestly take The Rock getting involved for something to get done." Going over a signing to a talent agency by a WWE star, Ringside News wrote that Sheamus has been with WWE for many years, and fans continue to support the Celtic Warrior no matter what. He has already dipped his toes into the world of acting, and now it appears he has signed a deal with Paradigm Talent Agency. According to a report by Deadline, Sheamus has officially signed a deal with Paradigm Talent Agency, making him the most recent WWE star to be affiliated with Paradigm in the past several months. Sheamus is now part of a growing list of top WWE stars represented by Paradigm. Other WWE names under the agency include CM Punk, Liv Morgan, Drew McIntyre, Tiffany Stratton, Natalya, Damian Priest, Montez Ford, Alexa Bliss, and Jade Cargill. Former WWE star Miro, previously known as Rusev, is also signed with Paradigm through their sports group division. Sheamus is well known in sports media, frequently appearing on ESPN College Game Day, The Pat McAfee Show, and Premier League coverage on NBC/Peacock. He has also contributed voiceovers and made appearances for Notre Dame football and the NFL's Tennessee Titans. In acting, Sheamus played Rocksteady in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, Thirsty in Buddy Games, and himself in Fighting with My Family. He also appeared on NCIS LA. His voiceover credits include Scooby-Doo and WWE Curse of the Speed Demon, and the Jetsons in WWE Robo WrestleMania. With his new partnership, Sheamus is expected to explore more acting and entertainment opportunities. He could follow the path of WWE stars like The Rock, John Cena, and Batista, who successfully transitioned into Hollywood. Talking about his appearance in WWE video games such as Day of Reckoning 2, WWE WrestleMania 21, and WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, Nick Dinsmore, better known as Eugene to WWE fans, said this on his YouTube channel. "So I was on WrestleMania 21, which came out I think in April, and that would have been on 1/4 royalty check. Then I was in Day of Reckoning, which came out I think in maybe August, which would have been on the next quarter royalty check. But the SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 came out in November of 2005, right before Christmas, and it was a huge seller. So this video game was the biggest payday on a quarter royalty check that I made. For that quarter royalty check, I was always told you're not supposed to say specific numbers, but I made $86,000 in 1/4 royalty check. I'll say it again, $86,000, and my mind was blown. My God, I could have bought a house. I could have bought several cars. I could have bought a vacation. I could have bought, I don't know, new hair. I could have bought anything. $86,000 for being in one video game. Can you imagine what guys like The Rock and Stone Cold were making for being in several video games time after time? These guys had to be making millions on a core royalty check. I was happy with $86,000, the biggest check I ever made in my life." Touching on his desire to return to New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW's Adam Cole told Bleacher Report, "The one for sure that I think I would love to do is I definitely want to go back to New Japan. I got the chance to wrestle there a few times and I got to do a Wrestle Kingdom show, which was amazing. But then right as I started going to Japan more often is when I left for WWE. So I was not able to continue going to Japan. So now that I'm back in All Elite Wrestling, the idea of being able to go over and wrestle for New Japan again is very high up on my list." Asked about her disdain for children at WWE shows, Nia Jax noted on Ring the Bell, "Listen, these kids, you think they're all innocent and sweet, but they come at me. They're so rude. I'm out there doing them a favor, and they yell and shout things at me. You suck, kid." Recalling the reference that CM Punk made to Vince McMahon naming Drew McIntyre the Chosen One on Raw on March 25th, Drew McIntyre said this to Inside the Ropes. What's going through my mind is the same person that fired you on your wedding day, but I'm a professional. I think by that point, people started seeing what I was capable of on the microphone like it was a new thing. If you watched my stuff outside of WWE, you know when I'm comfortable and the reins are taken off me, I don't care who it is. I can go toe-to-toe with anyone, even Punk. If you watch the first interview we had, the look in his eyes throughout the promo and how much it changed, you realize this is not the same kid that was an arse so many years ago. He was ready that night. I was ready that night, and we went back and forth, just hitting each other with these lines. And again, this is not something that's written on a piece of paper like you say this and I'll say that. This is just two guys going for it. Two guys that have got some banter, and two guys that genuinely don't like each other in a place as hot as Chicago, where Punk's from. Then that one line. Once we'd finally go back and forth so much, it was a choice for me to make. Do I go back and then we see where we end up, or do I bite my tongue and say, okay, this round belongs to you? I'll be a professional. I'll do it for the company as well as the de facto babyface, even though I'm really the real babyface of the situation. So I let him have it, for the company, not for him. Speaking about a relationship with Charlotte Flair, as the two have had issues in the past, Becky Lynch told the Getting Over podcast, yeah, look, I think the undercurrent of it all is love, right? You get more hurt by the people you love than by those you don't care about or even dislike, but I think there's always been a lot of love there. Even through the rough times, if she ever needed anything, I would have always been there, and I'm pretty sure she would say the same thing. At the same time, holding on to that hostility towards someone weighs on you, you know what I mean? And life is too short for that. We've seen the tragic passing of people far too young, like Bray Wyatt, like Luke Harper. I also lost another very close friend. When you experience those losses as you grow and mature, you realize that petty differences aren't worth the toxicity they leave inside you or the weight they carry. Recalling how Vince McMahon gave him a stuttering gimmick in WWE, Matt Morgan said this to Jonathan Coachman. He goes, could you imagine you, 6 feet, whatever you are, 6'10", 6'11", you've all of these physical body perfections and you have that Achilles heel to you that nobody sees coming and you start to stutter. And I'm like, with respect, sir, I graduated top of my class in college with a public speaking degree. Are you sure? Vince McMahon trying to sell the stuttering character, he actually wanted to put this on Brock Lesnar as God is my witness. He wanted to find somebody that's jacked and has all of these great physical attributes, that looks like a warrior as he put it, but that when they opened their mouth there was this verbal imperfection. Coach, we could have had the next big stutterer. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.